In this video, we will talk about the vocabulary for the statistics section. What is statistics? Statistics is the art of decision making based on data in the face of uncertainty. Statistics has rules and procedures in collecting and analyzing data. 3 vocabulary words we're going to go over. Population, which is the entire group of objects studied. Sample, which is the subset. And statistic, which is the information about a sample. So that's down here at the very bottom of this cone here that I have drawn. And then up here is going to be our sample because it's a portion of the population, and then the population is going to be up here. Here's an example of how we would look at this in the face of a statistics problem. So if we were told 27 SUVs were randomly selected from a Ford plant in Detroit, 21% were found to have defective airbags. So what's the population? The population is the Ford SUVs in the Detroit plant. What is the sample? The 27 SUVs that were randomly selected. What is the statistic? The statistic is the 21% of the 27 SUVs that had defective airbags. Parameter versus statistic. A parameter is a value used to measure an entire population. A statistic is a value used to measure the subset of the population or the sample of the population, as we've already discussed. We don't typically use parameters a whole lot because it's not feasible in day-to-day statistics measuring. Now these are examples of parameters or statistics. 98% of RU students own a cell phone. That's a statistic because we're not looking at all the college students in the US, all the college students in the world. We're looking at specifically RU students that own a cell phone. The yearly payroll of the players on the Washington Capitals is $21 million. That's a parameter because that is the yearly payroll for all of the players on the Washington Capitals. That's the total. So that's a parameter. 82% of adults surveyed admit to drug use. Because these are surveyed adults, that does not mean that all of the adults in the world were surveyed. Therefore, it is a statistic. Numerical versus categorical data. Numerical data can be measured and counted, whereas categorical data is data that can be placed in groups. So if we look at these examples here, the times of the women's 200-meter run from the London Olympics in 2012. That's numerical because that is data we can put in a specific order to be counted, or it's measured data. Color of pants worn by students in this class. That's categorical because we can place it based on the color of pants, which is not measured or counted or anything, it's just color. The Social Security numbers of the students in this class is also categorical because we can't measure it, we can count it, but we can't measure it specifically. So it's categorical because we can base it off of what's the first number in the Social Security number, what's the last number, so on and so forth. Now I want you to try this question on your own and bring it to class when this video is due. So it says a study of Math 114 students was taken at the end of the spring semester of 2012. A sample of 30 found 78% had a positive experience in the course. So what's the population, what's the sample, and what's the statistic?